have to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you hate the president, Madam Speaker? Because
I don't hate anybody.
Representative Cohen
was raised in a Catholic house. We don't hate anybody, not anybody in the world. So don't you accuse me.
I did not accuse you.
You did.
I asked the question.
You did. And
Representative Collins yesterday suggested that the Democrats are doing this simply because they don't like the guy.
That has nothing to do with it. Let me just say this.
I think it's an important
I
point.
think the president is a coward when it comes to helping our kids who are afraid of gun violence. I think he is cruel when he doesn't deal with helping our dreamers, of which we're very proud. I think he's in denial about the climate crisis. However, that's about the election. This is about the election. Take it up in the election. This is about the Constitution of the United States and the facts that lead to the president's violation of his oath of office. And as a Catholic, I resent your using the word hate in a sentence that addresses me. I don't hate anyone. I was raised in a way that is a heart full of love, and always prayed for the president. And I still pray for the president. I pray for the president all the time. So don't mess with me when it comes to words like that.
Now, I know you're not going to believe this, but the reporter who tried to land the gotcha moment at Nancy Pelosi's expense, James Rosen, is the former Fox News chief Washington correspondent. And I know you're also not going to believe this, but he departed Fox amid allegations of sexual misconduct against 3 female Fox News journalists. And finally, I know you're not going to believe this, but he now works for Sinclair Broadcasting, the conservative media conglomerate that has bought up local TV news affiliates around the country. They currently reach 40% of households, a number that's soon to be 72%. You might have heard about Sinclair Media when its, quote, must-run segment parroting pro-Trump talking points about fake news was repeated verbatim on air by anchors at nearly every affiliate. Deadspin did a mashup of the segments, which quickly went viral.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about the troubling trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 Now, at today's press conference, Rosen repeats this ridiculous GOP talking point that the impeachment inquiry has no validity, that it's all simply because Democrats, quote, don't like the guy. And I know what you're thinking. Why would any respectable outlet try to catch Speaker Pelosi in a gotcha moment with the most tenuous Trump defense of all of them? And to that I'd say, no respectable outlet would. And that's because the question inherently implies that there's merit to the Republican defense that Trump did nothing wrong and that the responsibility for his impeachment lies with the Democrats, which is patently untrue. For those of you who work at a Sinclair station and haven't bothered reading the news beyond whatever must-run segments are being spoon-fed to you, Trump is being impeached because he tried to extort a foreign country into opening an investigation into his top political opponent. He withheld legally allocated taxpayer-funded military assistance to Ukraine as they were battling Russia, the same country, mind you, that had just interfered in our own election. He directed Rudy Giuliani to act as a shadow State Department and circumvent national security protocols to make sure the investigation into Biden happened. He directed the rest of his officials, including Gordon Sondland, who testified to Congress under oath, to make sure that the Ukrainians knew that the release of the aid and a White House meeting would be conditioned on the announcement of that investigation. So while Democrats may very well not like Donald Trump, it was him and him alone who was responsible responsible for bringing about his impeachment. I mean, think about it. We have a political party that once actually branded itself as the party of personal responsibility, blaming the Democrats for doing their constitutional duty and conducting oversight on a president who committed bribery, a crime so grave that it is literally spelled out in the Constitution by name. And of course, to the surprise of exactly no one, Trump seized this failed setup to nonetheless take a swipe at Speaker Pelosi. He took to Twitter writing, "Nancy Pelosi just had a nervous fit. She hates that we will soon have 182 great new judges and so much more. Stock market and employment records. She says she prays for the president. I don't believe her, not even close. Help the homeless in your district, Nancy, USMCA." And you gotta love Donald Trump, the evangelical hero who paid off porn stars for affairs he had while Melania was at home pregnant with his 5th son by 3 women, who was accused of sexual assault by more than 24 women, who was responsible for locking children in cages on the border, who tried to take healthcare away from tens of millions of Americans. You gotta love that guy trying to question someone else's commitment to their Christianity. I'm not sure Trump is exactly the best person to be casting doubt on whether someone else is praying believably enough. Now, granted, this isn't the first time that Trump has desperately tried to make the speaker look bad only to have it backfire. In October, Democratic leaders held a press conference about yet another unproductive meeting with Trump, with Pelosi saying that Trump had a meltdown.
I pray for the president all the time, and I tell him that. I pray for his safety and that of his family. I think now we have to pray for his health, because this was a very serious meltdown on the part of the president.
And Trump's response, in his infinite originality, was to take to Twitter with a photo from the meeting and the caption, "Nervous Nancy's unhinged meltdown." Only the photo, which showed Pelosi standing up to a spate of Republicans, including Trump, all of whom looked small and ashamed, was immediately co-opted by the left, with even Pelosi herself making it her Twitter banner. Some grade A political calculus by the president. And yet these cheap shots, whether by conservative members of the media or the president himself, are certain to continue because it's all the right has. They can't argue on the substance of what Trump's done, so they need to lob baseless attacks and propagate lies and sow doubt and spread disinformation. They will do whatever they can to distract from the simple, clear-cut, black and white issue at the heart of all of this. Trump committed an impeachable offense, and just like the Constitution says, he should be removed from office.